Adidas did something really cool here, and it's not uncommon for brands like this to put out cooler commercials for the World Cup. But what was different about this commercial was that the product, the brand Adidas, was not the leading actor or actress. The leading actress or actor in this film was the storyline.
Sometimes we forget that a marketing campaign is supposed to control a narrative. What you're trying to do is push into the public consciousness a narrative around your product or brand.
Brands are starting to recognize that when you're just throwing product in people's faces over and over again, Adidas has been around for so long. It's such a legacy, trusted brand that they no longer need to be saying, this is how good we are. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Unstoppable Marketer podcast. With me, as always, is Mark Goldhart, my co-host, business partner, confidant.
Yep.
Friend?
Friend.
Thanks. What's up? How are you?
Close friend.
Yeah.
Can't complain.
You are wearing pants and a long sleeve shirt on the hottest day of the year. Did you know that?
I run cold.
You do run cold. That is something I've learned about you.
I have a very low heart rate.
Is that what does that?
I don't know, but I do.
Okay. My wife's very similar.
So
It's a little colder.
Yeah, I can wear sweatshirts during the summer and be fine. But I'm not like, I don't know, I don't feel like I get overly cold in the winter either.
All right. Well,
So I don't know.
just jumping right into it. I'm not even going through pleasantries, I guess, but since we talked about the cold, current state of like what's going on in e-commerce right now. So a lot of things happening in e-commerce, tons of changes right now in Meta. A lot of AI stuff coming out, but one thing that I think is an important thing to mention, because those little AI things are always going to be coming out, and like some of them are going to work really well, other things are not. That doesn't really change how there's always something coming out in the meta space. Some, like I said, work better than others, but it just feels like it's happening a lot more frequently now.
Yep.
Recently. But what I think we wanted to talk about today is one of those more macro things that's happening, which is we got summer. Like, my kids get out of school in a week and a half. So, which means they have like 7 days left of school, like school days left.
Man,
so what does that mean
to be a kid
for brands? If you are a brand that markets to women, of younger children,
yeah,
this is a slower month oftentimes. The summer becomes a slower time frame. So it's important to set good expectations. You see summer lulls for two reasons. Number one is kids are at home, so moms are not able to just naturally be on their phones shopping due to the demand of children.
Yeah, it's just the routines are mixed up.
Routines change. There is no routine.
Because even, for working women who have kids, like they're still going to their job. But
for sure, but they now have to get...
There's summer camps,
Yeah.
and there's, they have to figure out what's going on with their kids all day or whatever.
Yep.
So a good way to know if the summer, you can just look at your historical data for summer,
Sure.
But also if you're the kind of brand that dips on, and this goes for men too, by the way, if you're the kind of brand that dips Friday, Saturday, and then you see like a little bit of a spike Sunday evening, and then your weekdays are strong,
you're probably one of those
you're
brands.
probably in like the family realm.
Or like over spring break time. Like if you see things dip over a spring break time or fall break, or
because we see this with men's brands too. It's not necessarily only moms or women.
Sure.
There's some men's brands where it's like, if people are out doing stuff, they're not shopping as much.
Totally.
And the summer, people tend to be out doing stuff more often.
They're on vacations. They're swimming in the pool. They're taking more time off.
Yep.
So be aware of it. set proper expectations. That doesn't always mean you decrease your ad spend, but it just means to set proper expectations. I see a lot of people who will
don't be
they'll be
surprised.
scaling all year, and they'll continue to put that ad spend in, and they'll start to see their efficiencies dip significantly, and they might be spending 20% more to do the exact same, which oftentimes is a good strategy if you have the margins for it, but some people who aren't thinking through it.
I think it's a good, I mean, my hot take is that's a good strategy depending on how quickly you can expect a second purchase.
For sure. Yeah. Obviously there's, yeah. But
so your profit margin for sure, but ultimately it's always worth it to get new customers, assuming you're still profitable, maybe less profitable during the summer. Sure. But if you're expecting a second purchase by Q4, then you definitely don't want to slow down because you're going to cut your knees out.
That's another great thing. Look at your in Shopify, look at your cohort data and see if June, July, August timeframes, mainly more June, July, like are those people who buy it June and July more prone to buy in November, December? And if the answer is yes, and you have the margins for it, then yeah, you probably don't want to slow down. But I think the message is set proper expectations. Understand if you are one of those summer lull brands.
Yes.
And
expect lower efficiencies.
Yep.
Don't freak out. That doesn't mean you should stop spending.
And it might be too late for this as you're hearing this podcast, but create some cool campaigns around the summer to get people more interested. Maybe you're running that buy one, get one 50% off campaign. Maybe you're running a summer package if you're a subscription-based business. But yeah, think through that.
Or a cool branding campaign.
Yeah. Or it's
like what
collaboration. That you might
like
be
what
too late
Adidas
for that.
just did.
Yeah. Speaking of, Adidas just did something for the summer, the FIFA World Cup. So what Adidas just did was they launched a 5-minute commercial on social media through Timothée Chalamet's Instagram, I think it was. Because I don't think he's active on TikTok when I was looking at it.
Through Timothée's socials.
Yeah.
And their
it's
main
a
account.
5-minute commercial between him and Adidas, and it's got cameos of Messi, Beckham, Bad Bunny. Those are like the three biggest from like a culturally reference, and then there's tons of like there's several. Trinity Rodman. Several active soccer players. You probably know their names better than me because I'm not a big soccer, aka football guy. But there's I want to say like 10 to 12 cameos of Adidas athletes, like famous people.
I'm trying to look up that one kid, that 18-year-old phenom for Barcelona. Yeah. But
it's really cool because Timothée Chalamet, he acts as like his Marty Supreme character. He's essentially a
Yamal.
He's essentially a soccer bookie or like a soccer manager, like team manager. Really, really cool. We'll probably show some overlays of this, but go look it up. We're not going to show the full 5-minute commercial, but the reason why we wanted to bring up this commercial was Adidas did something really cool here. And it's not uncommon for brands like this to put out cooler commercials for the World Cup. Like it happens almost every year. But what was different about this commercial was that the product, the brand Adidas, was not the leading actor or actress, right? The leading actress or actor in this film, the short film, was the storyline. They made up and invented a storyline. They said it was based on true events. I don't think
no,
it is.
It's not.
Yeah, it just was like it was just.
It's
meant
just
to
like
be
a street soccer legend.
Yes, of this team who hasn't lost in like 20 years. This 3-on-3 team who hasn't lost in like 20 years, and they've gone against the best of the world Beckham,
at their home court.
Yes. And Timothée Chalamet is the narrator. But what was so cool is I think what's happening we talk about this all the time, and so we're not going to make the whole podcast about this, but what's really cool right now and what's happening is brands are starting to recognize that when you're just throwing product in people's faces over and over again, here are the best soccer cleats in the world. Like, no one, Adidas has been around for so long. It's such a legacy, trusted brand that they no longer need to be saying, this is how good we are. We have this type of cleat, these type of insoles, these type of laces, this type of leather, whatever.
All the marathon record breakers were wearing Adidas recently.
Really? Like, they just don't need it. And so
even though
why
Nike
not?
ran the campaign to try to beat the 2-hour mark.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they ran a big campaign around it, but all the runners were wearing Adidas.
Interesting. But anyways, like, it's a story. Like, they just invented a story that caught attention. And as of like 2 days ago, when I created a piece of content around this, they had done between Adidas and Timothée Chalamet socials, it had almost 300 million views across the board. And that was, I think, as of like Monday. And today's what, the 12th? So that was as of yesterday, which is the 11th.
It's a lot of views.
And that's not including all the people like us who are talking about it, and other people who are reposting it. And I mean, I can almost guarantee you it's probably double that when you think of all the other news media and other outlets that are showing things like that.
Yep.
So,
but really impressive. But what it does is, I think it brings to mind a traditional marketing campaign. So a lot of times in e-commerce, I think when we talk marketing campaigns, it's around events or deals or whatever.
Yeah.
Adidas is doing this partly because they're prepping for the World Cup.
Sure.
And they're trying to get their name in there as well. I don't know if they're one of the main sponsors or not. I'm not sure what the sponsorships look like for the World Cup, but I think sometimes we forget that a marketing campaign is supposed to control a narrative. What you're trying to do is push into the public consciousness a narrative around your product or brand.
Yeah.
So what is the narrative that they're trying to push?
Like legacy and the best in the world, right? You've got Beckham, you've got Messi, you got Timothée Chalamet, who right now is arguably the most popular male actor. Is there anybody right now in the news?
No
one, right?
No, he's the rising star.
Yes. So it's like, to me, that's what I would say. It's this like legacy meets the best in the world.
Yeah.
Is that what you were going for? Or did you say something else?
I mean, I don't know exactly what it is. It's like, it's clearly, I mean, if I was to distill it, I would just say like, we are cool.
Yeah.
Like, we're the cool ones now.
Yeah.
Like, we have Messi, we have Chalamet, we have these younger guys. Now it is soccer.
Bad Bunny as well. He's like the rising artist.
Yeah, Bad Bunny was in there. So that's how I would interpret it, is like, we're the cool ones.
Yeah. Whereas Nike,
like, the narrative
kind of always,
is like, we're trying to be, like Nike's kind of had the reins ever since Jordan.
From
really.
a coolness perspective, exactly. But you have kind of noticed with Nike, it seems like I used to have a lot of Nike stuff, and I can't remember the last time I bought something Nike.
Yeah, I don't.
Like, I don't know. Like, I just bought New Balances over like what I would typically buy, some like Nike sneakers.
Well, that's just because you're a dad now.
I've been a dad for 13 years.
Hard to say that's hard to say that's a branding
these are dad shoes,
decision.
Right? These are technically basketball shoes. Did you know that? That's what they fall under, is the basketball category. Would you ever wear these playing basketball?
No.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
I actually got these because I got them in golf shoes. They made they were like a golf collab with Malbon Golf. And they were the most comfortable golf shoes.
Really?
And then I said, I want to wear those just regular.
So that's what I would say. If you're distilling it, like, maybe we should do the research, but I'm assuming Adidas is smelling blood in the water, and they decided this is our moment to take a bigger campaign initiative with some big names and swing big and put our name out there and prep ourselves for the World Cup, where there's going to be a lot of people watching soccer around the world.
This podcast is brought to you by BFF Creative. BFF Creative is a software that meets services. Any marketing collateral you need, whether that's ads, emails, print designs, or social media, all you have to do is submit a request and one of BFF Creative's qualified designers will create a design for you and it'll be completed in 2 to 3 days. BFF Creative allows you to submit as many requests and as many revisions as you can with just one monthly fee. And the best part is that it's month to month. No contracts, no hidden fees, no nothing. And if you use promo code UNSTOPPABLE30, you'll get 30% off for your first month on us. Just go to bffcreative.co, pick your plan, and sign up today.
So bringing that back, like we talk a lot about creative volume. And I think sometimes people interpret it as either or. Now it's easier to do volume with ugly ads and less
either
aesthetic.
Or meaning volume or quality.
Volume or quality, yeah. But in reality, we get it. We're not all Adidas. Like we can't
get Timothée Chalamet.
Like you're not going to go get Timothée Chalamet tomorrow.
Trinity Rodman, yeah.
But that doesn't mean you can't do a marketing campaign around whatever the narrative that you're trying to tell around your brand.
Sure.
And do it in a good way that could live a little longer than one UGC.
100%. Yeah,
but it doesn't mean you shouldn't do UGC.
Two things can be true.
Yes.
Two things can be the right call.
Yes.
Right? You can have these more organic-y feeling brand message style story-driven pieces of content that catch people's attention and make them want to make them want to be entertained more than, oh, I want to shop. I mean, just to give you an idea, and then I want to jump into this quantity side of things too, is because you sent me a cool tweet that I want to read over the weekend. You sent me something that was important, but if you were to, at 300 million views, if you were to break that down to the cost per, like how much you would have paid to get those impressions from an ad perspective, you're probably like an average CPM of what, $15 to $16 right now? If we were to distill all of our clients,
yeah,
but that's what it would be. Like, so you're talking about probably 4.5 to $4.8 million in ad spend. Now, obviously, they spent probably significantly more than that to produce that video when you're paying all of those actors.
I don't know.
Maybe not actually, because they're athletes and maybe that's what they're required to do. Right?
Yeah, like they're already paying a lot of those athletes. So like, I don't know how it all works. Like, I don't know how you would compare that to a regular e-com brand.
It's a good question, yeah.
Because, you know, Messi's already on the payroll.
Yeah. Well, all of them are probably besides
Becca. Yeah, they're all on the payroll.
Yeah.
So
besides Bad Bunny and Chalamet, I would imagine.
What else do they have to do on it? Like what are their contractual obligations? Like you have to jump on an ad. Timothée Chalamet, I didn't know he was part of Adidas, so that's new.
Yeah, maybe he's not. Maybe they just hired him.
But I don't think, I mean, I don't know, what does he make for a movie? It's not going to be that much, right?
No. But nonetheless, like that's crazy, right? That they were able to drive that through storytelling. And I'm sure some of those impressions were paid impressions. It's hard to know how much, but anyway, so like let's talk about this like quantity over quality. So there's this quantity piece which is quality piece which is storytelling. Like that's at the end of the day like what you can distill that down to. But there's also this quantity piece that I think get too caught up in thinking that the quantity will ruin the quality. Is that a good way to say it?
Yes. Yeah.
So let me read this tweet, Mark. So Mark forwarded me this tweet that Northbeam tweeted out. We'll give a little shout out to Northbeam on the 4th. So Northbeam, just by the way, is like it's an attribution, third-party attribution tool for e-commerce businesses. Good company, good people who run that over there. But anyways, they said in Q1, our top 25% performing companies launched 189 ads per week. The remaining 75% launched 83. Top performing companies doesn't
also caveat here, Northbeam works with bigger e-commerce brands. They focus on
they're probably 8 and 9 figure companies.
Higher 8, 9 figure.
Whereas Triple Whale is going to be in the 7s and 8s, and I'm sure there's plenty of
some bigger ones, yeah.
But
most, that's kind of where they. So just to give you an idea, like if you're a smaller brand in the 5 million to 20, 30 million range, I don't know if those stats really
Sure.
are going to line up for you exactly. Just to put a little salt on that
if you're
statement.
spending $50,000 a month versus $100 or $1 million a month, this is
different.
This is very different, right? But the point that I think we're trying to make and what we want to talk about is no matter where you're at and no matter how much lower you are in ad spend than what a bigger brand is, like $100 million brand is spending, you're probably not uploading enough ads. Yes? Is that the point here?
Yes, and there's some hot takes in the Twitter sphere around this, but
Okay.
yes. Just a debate around how many ads you actually need versus not need.
Yeah.
And do you really need that many ads versus not? Look, I tend to believe I'm an agnostic with a lot of these debates because I think it just depends. But I would lean on velocity. And the reason why I'm leaning towards velocity is because you and I have talked about it before, but it's the concept of the death of the author, right? Which is, if you went to school, I guess, I mean, I think they teach it in high school, but once an author releases a story or an artist releases something, like the subjectivity of that piece and the meaning behind it is out of their control now. Like how it is interpreted by the audience can be different. Like this actually happened. Dune is a big movie now. Series, like the third one I think is released this year. Speaking of Chalamet, but originally Dune wasn't supposed to make Paul Atreides a hero. That wasn't the intent.
Okay.
And so the author was like, I need to make sure people know that he's not the hero. But it's kind of hard because you made him really cool.
Sure.
But he's, so.
This, what this reminds me of? Can I just stop with this?
Yeah.
I think it's a funny break. New Girl. Nick, who's one of the characters in New Girl, he writes, he always considers himself an author and eventually publishes his book called The Pepperwood Chronicles. Yeah. And it's supposed to be like this tough man, like not spy novel, but like tough man, gruff novel. Yeah. And it ends up being like a preteen book.
Yes.
And that's what makes him like super famous. That's what this reminds me of. He's like this like super gruff guy.
That's exactly what it is. Yes.
Hey guys, Don, I'm Julius Pepperwood.
So the point being is, once you release content, which is a form of expression and art, you don't really know.
Yeah.
So the reason why I would lean velocity is because tastes are changing so rapidly because of social media. Attention spans have shrunk because of social media. Trends are changing. Like every 2 weeks there's a new TikTok trend or whatever.
Daily.
So how people consume content is not the same as they consumed 10 years ago at all. It's totally distorted. So if you lean velocity, you are reducing your risk of fatigue and just not connecting, because you're making these assumptions based off of whatever historical data you have that might not just be relevant anymore.
Sure.
So it's like, oh, we can release this, and this.
Yeah.
It's like, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, your traditional marketing campaigns, like we just talked about, like I think they're still relevant and you should do that. Like you should try to push some kind of narrative or something around your brand that makes you unique and tells your story and all of that. But at the same time, like you need social proof and you need a lot of other faces talking about you. You need to connect with a wide variety of people, and those niches on the internet are becoming a little bit more siloed.
Yeah.
And you can't really just expect to throw a commercial out there and reach everybody.
Well, it's not just velocity, but it's also diversification too.
Yep.
Right? With velocity oftentimes comes diversification in
you'll have
ad diversification. I'm not just saying like, diversity in human beings on sizes and colors and all that kind of stuff, but it's more like UGC versus a social proof static ad versus a very polished brand campaign versus a, like the algorithm just naturally does better when you give it more diversification to sort through too.
And part of that diversity is with velocity, you get more diversity of character.
Yeah.
So the characters that are a part of your ad
for sure
game plan, you're going to have a lot more of those characters, or you can hone in on the ones that are working best, and then you can do different kinds of concepts and hooks and so forth. So long way of saying I lean velocity.
Yeah.
And I always will, because of the game has changed. Like, we don't live in 2018 anymore.
Yeah. Well, and it's not just you lean it, and I know you're an expert media buyer, but it's not just that. Like, there's also brands like we've brought these brands up before. Comfort. So Comfort is a brand that 2 years ago was doing $100 million. Last year they did $500 million. This year they're doing $1 billion. In 4 years of being alive, they're doing $1 billion. I don't know if anyone's ever done that before. Like, I really don't.
On the
I
consumers,
can't. Yes, on the consumer side, I can't think of a single brand.
I guess Grunes would be up there.
I don't think so. They sold.
Well, yeah, they sold, I guess,
for $1 billion.
Right.
But are they doing $1 billion? I don't think so. These guys are actually doing $1 billion in sales. And if you go and look at their ad library in Meta, you will see some of the most gorgeous creative, some of the most on-brand creative, and you will also see some of the ugliest creative you would have thought. Like, you would have never thought they would publish. But they do it because they know that the diversification works.
Yeah.
Right? Here's my thought, like, as somebody who, like, I know we run an ad agency where we don't do a lot of organic for people. Like, we help people consult on the organic side of things, but we actually run the ads. Like, that's what we actually execute on. So we're very opinionated on organic. We don't execute and do those things for people. But as somebody who creates content, one thing that I have kind of learned is that the performance side should be velocity, right? And there should, and it's not just velocity and you make things ugly always. It's not just velocity and you don't make sure your product looks right and is demonstrated right. It's not just velocity where 90% of the ad is somebody else's brand and 10% is yours necessarily.
The pushback I'd give there, though, is you don't know what is the right way to show your product.
Sure.
You think you do, but, like, again, that's why velocity matters.
What I mean is, like, let's say it's a video of somebody for Poppy or Olipop, and you're never seeing the can, and all you're seeing is somebody drinking or something like that, and you have no idea that it's Olipop. You're right in the sense that it could be. I'm just meaning, like, sure, get the product in there. You're right. You don't know what is it going to work better like this, or is it going to work better if it's poured in a clear cup? I don't know, right? But the point I'm saying is velocity here, and I like the storytelling brand kind of concept on the organic side. I used to personally be a big velocity guy on organic, and I'm a lot less that way. Like, I like this idea of brands doing the quality over quantity. And when I use the term quality, I don't mean like what Adidas just did with the big time actors and the fact that they made it look like an actual Netflix documentary. I'm not saying that from a quantity. I'm saying quality of idea.
For sure. Well, because you want the message, you want the whatever the in-house experience is.
Yes, exactly. Because there is just so much velocity out there on the organic side right now between the creator economy. Velocity, like in my early days, I used to just upload like 3 videos a day, and it helped me grow like crazy. Now, if I do that, the algorithm, it actually hurts me. You know?
Most people are follow the herd.
Yeah. So the more I focus on, for every one idea that I post, I thought of like 4 crappy ones. And for every like 5 or 6 ideas that I actually posted that I thought were good quality, one of them does well, Right. And that's kind of where that's my thought. It's like,
well, I think, again, the way to think about this is, like, when you're doing ads, we think of social media ads like traditional advertising, and it's just not. A lot of what you're doing with social media ads is being top of mind and presenting it in a way that makes people think that all the cool people, or just people in general, like, they're just seeing it a lot.
I'm seeing you everywhere.
Oh, this is a good brand. This is valid. This, they're just associating you with truth and coolness and whatever.
Yeah, you saw that Comfort did that really well.
The same way, like back in the day, people started buying Nike. The more people bought Nike or Adidas back in the day, like in the 90s before social media, just because, hey, I went to school and I saw 5 kids wearing Nike now. Oh, that's the cool one. I want to do that too. It's not because those 5 kids were the coolest kids necessarily.
And it was on the cover East Bay Magazine. You remember East Bay Magazine?
Yeah, East Bay Magazine.
You know?
Nike couldn't control who was wearing their shoes at school.
Yeah.
And nor did they care. They were just controlling the in-house experience. Like, hey, once you come to our store or once you get our product, this is the experience.
Yeah.
And same thing, like your organic is that.
More controlled, yeah.
When they come to your house, what do you want them to see?
Yes. Yeah, when you go on a date with somebody, how are you acting?
Right. What pleasant surprises do you want them to experience once they come and see your place? Like, oh, I didn't know that about you.
Sure.
Right? Like, it's okay.
His house is very meticulous.
Yeah.
He must be OCD, you know? Or he's really messy, baby. He doesn't care, you know? Like
there's layers of a brand experience. And I think sometimes we get caught up in trying to front load that brand experience when it's like, well, they have to have a reason to care about your brand at all.
Yeah. Get their attention a little bit and then they'll jump in and see.
Yeah, like once you catch their attention, then you can start controlling it.
And listen, in a perfect world, you can control it from the organic place first. I mean, in a perfect world, like if your organic strategy is so good and you're getting reach like nobody else's business, and then the next point is an ad, like that's awesome if you can do that. Most brands just don't sit in that world anymore.
Yeah, that's awesome. I just don't think it's realistic at all. And it's not something that you can repeat.
No, not even
going back to the Comfort
example.
Yeah. Like a Comfort's example is seating. They manufactured social proof and reach
at the highest levels to the point that like even as a marketer,
I would consider that a performance marketing type expense. Like 100%. That's not organic.
100%.
Now it's the flywheel's turning now, and I'm sure a lot of it is organic.
Yes,
but with their seating strategy, that's
Dude,
not.
It's crazy. Like even as a marketer who can identify those things, I remember like 4 or 5 different times being on their website, almost buying a hoodie because I'm like, I'm seeing this everywhere. Do I just need to try it out to see how good it is?
Yeah, they forced their way into being cool.
Right now, I'm in the same boat with IM8 Health. Have you heard of IM8?
Yeah,
I'm in the same boat. Like, I have a vitamin supplement world that is tailored to me. My wife and my mother-in-law are very into this kind of stuff. I do not need any more vitamins and supplements. Yet, IM8 Health is in my face what feels like 24/7 to the point where I'm like, I don't know, man. This stuff seems like it might be a good idea for me to try.
Maybe this is different. It's not.
I mean,
but maybe
David
it is.
Beckham uses it. And so does
and he doesn't look like he's aged.
Ariana Sabalenka, who's the #1 tennis player in the world. Like, so it's good marketing and it works. Like, so if it's working on people like us who are marketers, it says something. But
reach and attention, that's all it is, guys.
Yep. Yeah, very good point. Very good point. So
you're just trying to get reach and attention.
Yeah. I think that Adidas did a great job at getting attention and reach on their organic, and I'm sure that they have an insane amount of ads running at the same time.
Well,
that's all I have to say about that.
I'm excited for summer. Hope everyone is. Hope everyone's doing something fun this year.
Set expectations. Understand what you're doing, what your business should and shouldn't be doing in the summer. What else? Have fun. Be safe. Enjoy your kids at home. Don't go too crazy. And we'll see you guys next week. Thank you for listening to the Unstoppable Marketer podcast. If there's a brand, campaign, strategy, or marketing tactic that you want us to review, please DM me at the Trevor Crump on Instagram or TikTok, or at the Unstoppable Marketer podcast. And of course, if you got value from this episode, or if you like it whatsoever, please make sure you're subscribing, you're liking, you're following, and for sure, go leave us a review to let us know that we're doing a good job. We will see you guys next time.